Who are you? Start there. The more you know about who you are, the more you know about who you are, the more you can relate to other people like you. The more, better yet, that they can relate to you. So what do we do? Well, first of all, get to know yourself. Figure out who you are. What is it you want? What do you really want? At your core, what do you want? Who are you? What do you like? What do you don't like? Most of us can make a really long list, 3, 4, 10 pages of what we don't want in a person, whether it's a friend or a relationship or even our friends or even our family. We can make a really long list of the crap we don't want. But I've not known anybody yet who can fill up even one page with what they do want. And if they do, it's like, I want my wife to have red hair and this size of body and this kind of blah, blah, blah. And that's like, we all know when we're writing that list that that's not really what we want. It's just an image. When we're writing the list, we know that. But what we don't know is what matters. Sometimes in our 40s and 50s, we start to figure some of that stuff out. Many of us do, not all of us, but many of us do. Why don't we figure it out when we're 18 or 20 or 30? Because we're too busy looking at what we don't want. We're too busy setting boundaries every time we see something else we don't like. And there's a big list. So, how do we build relationships? Start with, what do you want? What do you like? What's important to you? What matters most to you? And I'm not, although I am talking about the big things like honesty and integrity and fidelity and all that, I'm also talking about like chicken fingers, French fries, health food. Like, what do you like? Do you like a big comfy chair, or would you rather a sofa or a love seat? Do you want a giant 7,000 foot TV, or would you like to watch shit on your phone? You love my examples, do you? Right?
7,000 foot TV takes the cake.
I thought it might. Do you want to watch the Super Bowl on the side of the White House? I mean, some people do. Nobody does it, but some people do, right? Or are you just okay watching shit on your phone, hearing about it later? Like, what's important to you? What do you want? What's unique about you? Values, interests, and beliefs. What are those? What are yours? What are yours that are different than most people? What are yours that are the same as most people? Who are you? Start there. The more you know about who you are, the more you know about who you are, the more you can relate to other people like you. The more, better yet, that they can relate to you. You'll notice if you look around the world, the more famous people who are more famous, are really good at knowing who they are. Athletes, even actors who are good at pretending to be somebody else, they know who they are. They know what their values are, what their beliefs are. Right? That's where we start. Knowing yourself. Because the problem with boundaries, the problem with traditional boundaries, the way we normally set them, is we don't know what we don't like until we've experienced it. So we set a boundary after we've been hurt. We start setting boundaries when I'm in a toxic relationship and it really hurts. It really sucks. I've been walked all over my whole life and this hurts. Like, to the core hurts. And now, maybe now I'll start setting boundaries and stop being a doormat. Or my best friend has been taking advantage of me my whole life, spending money on them and rescuing them. And every time they get themselves into this hole or that hole, I pull them out. But I'm done because I'm broke. I got no money left. And I don't have any time or energy left. I spent it all on them. And I want to build a life for myself. And that's when we start setting boundaries. What if we could begin at 14, 16, 18 years old, building relationships with people who align with who we are, who in some way want and like who we really are on the inside? What if we could start, maybe not when we're 14 and 16 or 18, but when we're 30, when we're 40, when we're 50, building relationships with people who really like who we are on the inside, who value who we are on the inside, whose beliefs align with ours, whose interests are similar to ours. What if we could build relationships with people like that? If we had 3 or 4 really close people whose values aligned with ours, whose beliefs aligned with ours, and who liked what we liked, would we care if the rest of the world likes us or not? Would we still want everybody to like me? Or is it okay that those 3 or 4 do? That's the question that got me thinking about, is there a new way to build relationships? Is there a better way? That's the question that I asked myself the day I came up with these concepts. And I decided I don't want to limit people's access to me anymore. What I want to do is show people who I am and let them decide if that matches who they are. And I'll go and find people who show who they are, and I'll decide if that matches who I am. So that we can build aligned relationships. So that we can build, I can hang out with my siblings that I align with and stop putting so much energy into those relationships, into those siblings that I don't align with. So that I can put more work into working with my coworkers who share my values, my interests, and less work into working with those coworkers whose values don't align with mine. I mean, I might still have to do the odd project with them or collaborate with them on something, but if I put less effort into those relationships, they will hurt less. If I put more effort into the aligned relationships, I will feel more fulfilled, grateful, loved in everything else I do. I'll have more space for those relationships that hurt if I have more relationships that heal.